sent to the world.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Oblate Podcast with me, Father Hebram Chimese. In this podcast, we get to meet different oblates who share their vocation journey, their missionary journey. And today we are privileged to have a chat, a conversation with the pastor from all the way in New Orleans, Father Tony Rigoli.
Hey, it's good to be with you.
How are you doing?
I'm doing real well.
I'm so happy that you come to San Antonio
Sure.
and to have this chat with you.
I'm glad to be here.
Yeah. So, for the sake of the people that are, going to see you on this podcast, who is Father Tony?
Who is Father Tony?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to call my mother. Oh. Well, I was born in Buffalo, New York. My parents...
So you're a Buffalo boy.
I'm a Buffalo boy. Buffalo, New York.
Always a Buffalo boy.
My parents were born in Italy, in Sicily.
Mm-hmm.
They came to the United States and went through New York and then came up to Buffalo. My mother came from a very, very big family.
Mm-hmm.
And they all settled in the same neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
And we all grew up in Buffalo.
Mm-hmm.
And
I mean, where are you?
well, I only have one brother. My mother had 10 brothers and sisters, but I only have one brother.
And your brother is still in...
His name is John, and he lives in San Diego
Okay.
with his family.
Great.
There. But we grew up, and I went to an Oblate parish,
Oh, great.
Holy Angels.
Mm-hmm.
And then after high school, I was going to go to a teacher's college. I wanted to be a teacher.
Mm-hmm.
But then I thought, well, there was still something that was drawing me. Coming from an Oblate parish,
Yeah.
the priests, they're wonderful Oblates. I could still remember them so well. And I thought, well, I'll go into the seminary and try, but I'll probably come out in December and I'll never go back again. At least it'll get out of my system. Well, I went, and when you put on clothes and you feel it fits, it fit.
And you're still there.
Huh?
And you're still there.
And I'm still there. And this is way back. I could tell you how long.
When is that?
I started in 1963.
Oh my goodness!
You weren't even
I
born.
was still in God's mind.
That's
anyway.
right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. and so, what is your favorite Italian dish? Can you prepare it?
Well, some of it I can, but not all. I love raviolis.
Oh my goodness, that's good.
I could eat. My mother was a great cook. She really was. We never bought. She made her own sauce. She made her own spaghetti noodles. Made her own bread. And it was funny because later on she became the cook at the high school that the Oblates taught at.
Oh, great.
Bishop Fallon. And she was there for years, so everybody knew her as a great cook. Yeah. But anyways, I was, at the time trying to discern what to do, and it kept on coming back. Like you keep on feeling this feeling.
After the clothes had fit you.
Yeah,
so
yeah. And so I said, I'll go. And at that time, there were quite a few of us from Buffalo. Buffalo produced a lot of
I know a lot of
vocations.
oblates from.
Yeah. And so I met so many guys that were in the seminary, and we all went up together, And when we would come home on vacation, we always would get together. That was a really good support. But anyway, so we went to pre-novitiate, we would call in those days junior rate, then on to the novitiate, and then we were still in Washington.
Yeah.
So then I was ordained. Well, I go back to my final vows. That was probably the most significant day in my life because the church at the time when I was entering was in change because of the Vatican II.
The Vatican II, all the reforms.
Oh, yeah. And so everything was kind of...
So you joined before the Vatican and then you get ordained after that.
And so it was really a time that was difficult because everybody was questioning, where is this going? But once I took my final vows, I felt a peace that I never had felt before. I felt like I had said yes to God, and He'll take care of the rest. That's the truth. I really believe that.
That's so wonderful.
And so then I was ordained in 1972.
And I was still not yet born.
I know. You're a baby. And my first assignment was Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. It was a parish. And I was there. I loved it because I'd been a deacon there. So it was easy transition.
Yeah.
And the young other priest that was with me was Father Jim Fee, who was a year ahead of me
I know Jim.
in seminary. And we just had such a good time.
That's great.
And then after 2 years, they asked me to be the vocation director.
Oh.
And
How many vocations did you bring?
Huh? Not many. Many came, but many left. But I remember I had about 5.5 years of that. And after that, I said, I liked being in one place because we had to travel a lot.
Yeah.
So they sent me to my first, to be a pastor in Indianapolis. And it was an all-African-American church.
Oh, yeah.
I loved every minute of it. It was just, it was like, if they had left me there for the rest of my life, I would have been as happy as anything.
Oh, that's good.
It was just a wonderful group of people. And then from there, I went to South Carolina. It's St. Jude's. And we had a high school. So I was in the parish, but I also taught at the high school. And that was for 8 years. And I
so that was, if you remember, you said you wanted to be a teacher. So
I know.
God has got his one way.
He did. And I loved the kids. It was an interesting high school. It wasn't the typical Catholic high school. It was. It had started for the poor.
Yeah.
The sisters who started it. So many of our kids lived in very poor conditions. But I loved that. And then after that, I'm trying to think. Oh, I went to Buffalo, my hometown. And I went there, and I was there for 12 years.
Wow.
The pastor of the parish where I was, and then I went to another parish. But I was also campus minister at college, Juvenile College. And then after that, I came here.
San Antonio.
Not here. Not in San Antonio. New Orleans.
New Orleans.
And I was only supposed to be here for 1 year.
Oh, gosh.
I've been here for 22 years.
You know what they say? The provincials, they don't know how to count.
Oh, I've loved it. It's a great place. It's an interesting, it's not a city, it's an experience. Have you been there?
I've been there a couple of
That's
times.
right, I
And thank you
remember.
for your hospitality. I always enjoy. You know how I call it? I call it a pilgrimage.
It's a pilgrimage, I know. Oh, you got to be there to see it. And especially where we live, because it's very noisy.
That's so central.
Right in the French
Yeah.
Quarter. Oh,
That's so central. And thank you for your witness there.
yeah. But
Thank
I
you for
really
your
love it.
witness.
I love it. And over there, we have, besides the parish, we have a center for the homeless.
Yeah.
And every day they come for breakfast, for lunch. And now
Do you know how many people you feed in a day?
the breakfast is usually 200.
200.
From 6:30 to 7:30. And lunch is probably only about 100, because there's several other places that have lunches.
Yeah.
But we have now counseling there. A doctor comes once a week to check their blood pressure and all that. We're trying to get a social worker and also someone, many of the homeless have mental illness or addictions.
Yeah.
And oftentimes they don't take their medication. And so we're going to have something set up there.
Yeah.
with that.
No, thank you for your witness there.
Oh, it's great.
I've been to New Orleans.
It
and,
is. It's a wonderful place.
You're so central in town, and it just,
Oh my
you know,
gosh.
one time I was there, I heard somebody shouting, Father Tony! Father Tony! I said,
I'm changing my name.
Yeah, anyway, thank you so much, Father Tony, for sharing that. And then coming back to the Hobblets, you've been very instrumental in terms of mentoring young Hobblets. You've journeyed with Emmanuel now as in leadership. You got now Solomon. He just got ordained last year.
Yeah, and Henry.
And Henry, of course.
He's doing it.
And Michael's going to come
I
in.
know, Michael. Oh, I can't wait to see Michael. He'll never be the same once he leaves.
So what would you say? What does it mean for you to be an Hoblet today? You're doing all these works to be close to the poor. The centrality of your parish just brings you near to the addicts. What does it mean to be an Hoblet today for you?
For me, well, I really believe that when you find in life what gives you for peace and happiness, that's it. So somebody once said, and I heard this today, I think it was someone says, "When are you going to retire?"
Uh-huh.
I don't know if you were there. He says, "Retire from what?
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel it's work.
Yeah.
It's been a joy. You know,
is
I
our
really
line.
mean it. I mean, you get tired,
Mm-hmm.
you know, but when you're doing something you really like, and this was funny because somebody asked me, "Well, do you ever think about retiring?" I says, "You know, I don't think as long as I have my health."
This is.
And we were at a Chinese restaurant,
Mm-hmm.
and they gave us a what do you call it, a fortune cookie.
Mm-hmm.
This is the God's honest truth.
Yeah.
Not that I would lie, but and I opened it, and this is what it said. We were talking about this. If you love what you do
Mm-hmm.
and you feel it makes a difference, why would you quit?
Wow.
That was last year.
Mm-hmm.
I have it on my wall.
Mm-hmm.
If you love what you do and you feel it makes a difference, why would you quit? And you know, I did teach. I taught not only at that high
Yeah,
school.
I found you teaching also
I
in
was teaching in New Orleans.
Yeah.
This is the first year. I had 18 years of at the college, and I loved teaching because I love the development of young people. I think that's why I enjoy when you send me people. You watch them grow.
Yeah.
You know, and I loved that experience. But also, they're all looking and searching.
Yeah.
You know, they're searching for something, and
And you have to be part of that journey.
a part of it. And deep down, they may not say it verbally, but it's the meaning of life which is found, and I say, in the gospel of Jesus. Because once you know the gospel or you know what Jesus is about, it puts our life together. You know, there's so many people searching, and sometimes, especially in New Orleans, they're searching in the wrong places. To say this.
Bourbon Street.
Oh boy, yeah, on Bourbon Street. You know, I remember one kid came from Mardi Gras to see me. He was from another city. He was a college kid. He says, "I thought it was going to be wild, but not this wild." And so, you know, I just think that people are searching. And
Yeah.
I think that's what about oblates. We're there to somehow, hopefully, be an instrument of giving them some sort of a hope. You know, because the other stuff doesn't give us hope.
Yeah.
It may give you a temporary high or something, but it doesn't give the hope that comes from your faith in Jesus.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Ton, for those words. And on the other side, on the personal level, I know you were a very busy man. You're a very busy man.
I pretend.
What do you do apart from, I know you like football. What do you do to relax?
Saints, don't forget the Saints. But if this goes on and it's Buffalo, it's the Buffalo Bills, because I'm a Buffalonian.
What do you do to relax? You know, just some sort of.
To relax. That's because I don't. What do I do to relax?
You've taken me to a couple of
Yeah.
good restaurants in New Orleans.
Oh, yeah. We love tea. Oh, I love gelato.
Yeah.
I found a gelato place. Michael, I'll take you there. When I first got there, and I was going not every day, about 3 times
In a week.
And the little high school girl "Weren't you just here?" I says, "I'm a twin." "I'm not a twin." She says, "What's your name?" I said, "Tony." She says, "What's your brother's name?" I said, "Anthony." She never knew the same. Every time I'd come in, "Are you Tony?" "Yeah."
Oh.
"Are you Anthony?" "Yeah." So, no, I enjoy being with friends.
And community.
Our community is wonderful,
Very
and I'm
good,
going to
very
miss
good.
Father Emmanuel, because every night he'd come over. We'd be together. He's at the other parish, and we'd watch some comedy, and we'd laugh our heads off. And that was such a relaxing time,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's
Community,
one of.
community to me is extremely important. I could have never made it on my own, I don't think.
Yeah, and that's the reason why I ask for information. We look for stable communities like yours to send the guys to experience that.
Yeah.
And as you say, it's part of the searching. And when they experience it with you as senior oblates, it's very meaningful for them.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So thank you.
Well, it's
for
very
that,
good to be
yeah?
with all of you, and I wish you the best. I pray for you and for the pre-novices,
Yeah.
because we need people to come up after us, because somebody's got to wheel my wheelchair.
And you know what I used to tell my novice master to say, you got to be good to me, otherwise I'll be kicking your wheelchair around.
That's why I'm nice to the young
Yeah,
people.
yeah.
So they'll be nice to me later. They say, "I remember he was nice."
Wow, this has been Oblate Pre-Novitiate podcast. And today we had the privilege to talk to Father Tony Rigoli all the way from New Orleans. So thank you, Father Tony,
Okay.
for sharing your vocation story. Thank you for what you do in the province, for your ministry in New Orleans, and for your presence there. We really appreciate. And thank you for what you do for the guys in formation.
Thank you.
We appreciate your contribution.
Keep sending them.
We'll surely do that. Well, thank you to all those that follow us on our social media handles. Please continue liking us on our Facebook page, on our Instagram, and all the social media networks for Only Tempe podcast. This has been Father Abraham Chimese chatting with Father Tony Rigoli. Thank you, adios, and God bless. Until next time.
Okay. Thank you.